It's time for a segment that we call Deep Dive. Deep Dive is where we dig into more than this player sucks, that player sucks, because that's infantile. We look at these football teams, who they have out on the field, the year that they had, who are the new coaches coming in, and then we pretty much diagnose the team of are they serious or not. We're going to start in the NFC West. Got a question. Are the Seattle Seahawks really serious? I don't know. So let's go ahead and get there. So when we talk about the Seattle Seahawks, last year they were 9-8 in the NFC West, only better than the Cardinals, who were 4-13. Yikes. It can't be much worse than that. So let's do a deep dive right now into the teams to get beyond, again, the blah, 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 the minutiae. Let's start with the draft picks this year. The Seahawks, they got in the first round, they have Brian Murphy, the second out of Texas. They've got the guard, Christian Haynes, in the third round out of UConn. They've got the linebacker, Tyrese Knight out of UTEP. Then they've got tight end A.J. Barner out of Michigan. Shocker. And I'll tell you why shocker to Michigan. Then they've got cornerback Nehemiah Pritchett. He came out of Auburn. They got him in the fifth round, and then they got 3 picks in the sixth round with Sadia Lumia out of Utah, cornerback DJ James, sorry about that, in Auburn, and then Mike Jarrell. And he's a tackle out of Findlay. The defense, like I said, these guys really don't move the needle as far as rooks coming in because you're going to get a 2-year curve. So you're going to have to compete to get seen, A, and then B, some of these 6-year guys, some of these third round and fifth round guys, they really don't make it. And so hopefully you'll see them in the USFL and try and work their way back into the majors. But the defense last year was ranked 20th in the league, and that's awful considering they used to be the Legion of Boom, and now it's a bust. But are they on the way back up? Because again, it's easy to sit up here and say these guys suck. And we'll go ahead and let you know about the defense when we look at free agency when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Drop the spot. Little Caesars Pizza. Download the app, order online, or visit your good folks at your local Little Caesars Pizza. So when we get back into free agency, we're starting to look at that defense because it was ranked 20th in the league, which is abysmal. So then you have Thyme Archam Jr., who's 25 years old. He's a swing guard. He's on a 1-year deal. Rayshawn Jenkins, the safety, he signed a deal for 2 years and $12 million. Tyrell Dodson, linebacker, 5 years in Buffalo. Now he's out west. Then there's George Fant, the tackle. He signed a 2-year deal for $14 million. Artie Burns, he re-signed with the Hawks after filling in on injury for some guys. That's always good to see. They stayed loyal to him. Noah Fant, the tight end, he signed a 2-year deal. Leonard Williams, the defensive lineman, signed a 3-year deal, and that was really priority for them keeping him in place. So clearly you can see McDonald and the Banana Beat Boys are rebuilding that Legion of Boom better than ever, ? But one thing that gives me a little bit of solemn in that saying that sentence is that McDonald, he used to be a student of Wink Mondale, and he knows that Baltimore Ravens DNA. And that's really where they're looking to go ahead and cast their lot and really shore up that defense. Let's look at the offensive side of the ball with the run. Well, we're going to talk about the running backs. On the offensive side of the ball, Kenneth Walker the third, 200 and, well, those yep, he's got 213 grabs for 905 yards and 8 TDs. Then there's George Halani, the rookie, Ricky Pearson Jr., 83 yards and a touchdown. Zach Charbonnet, 181 carries. Well, no, not 181. Jesus, that guy's a workhorse. It's 108 carries, 482 yards with 1 touchdown on the season. Could those numbers improve with the offensive line being a little bit better? Yeah, but right now with the running back room as what it is, I don't know. Kenny McIntosh, the second-year guy from Georgia, hopefully he'll see some new stuff going on. Then there's Kobe Lewis, the rookie. I don't know about this running back room. There's not a 1,000-yard rusher out there. So, and I don't think this is enough to cut it against the 49ers and the Rams. The fact that, again, there's not a 1,000-yard rusher should alarm any of these Seattle fans out here, because it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But let's not stop at the running backs. What was the offense ranked last year? Well, Vernon, they were 17th in per points a game, 22nd in yards per game, third down conversion at 36%, fourth down conversion at 37%. So on third down, it looks really slim. They can even extend some of those drives. You've got to be thinking that if you shore up the offensive line, you should be able to get that number up a little bit higher than 36%. And we'll talk more about that when we come back after a rap album we seem to be promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Yes, Lupe Fiasco in stores now. Samurai. Get it where you legally consume music at, whether it's Apple Music, Spotify, or Google Play. Samurai. My personal favorites on the LP is going to be Samurai, the entitled track. Also, Mumble Rap, Cake, and the #1 Headband. I love that. I love that song. Lupe Fiasco, Samurai, in stores now. So when we last left off, we were talking about them and their third down conversion rate and how they need to get that up. So let's go ahead and look at that wide receiver room right now. So you got DK Metcalf, unchallenged, 66 yards, 1,114 yards on the season, and 8 touchdowns. Beast mode. And that guy, he's year in, years out. Like I said, unchallenged. Tyler Lockett, 79 grabs, 894 yards, and 5 TDs. He's a good second. Then there's Jackson Smith. And Jackson is 63 grabs, 628 yards, and 4 TDs. Lavichka Sherrill Jr., the former Panther, he's a serviceable third. He's 10 grabs on the season with 60 yards. There's some wild cards in that bunch, and I think with different looks and that pre-snap motion and that play-action pass offense, they could sneak up on a couple of people. Or not. It's just crazy when you think Geno Smith was having a good year and someone turning back the hands of time. Last year, Geno Smith was 3,624 yards and 20 TDs to 9 interceptions. That's good. That's good. I'm not going to hold you. He didn't have a bad year at all. But what I'm sitting there saying is this enough to get it done in the NFC West, where you got the 49ers who sit at the top of the food chain, and then you have the Rams. You're looking up at the division right then and there. Can you compete with the Rams to even get into second place next year? And I don't know. I just don't know. So we know what's on the field, both sides of the personnel, and let's do a deep dive into the coaching staff. So there's Mike McDonald. He joined Seattle after spending 9 seasons of the last 10 with the Baltimore Ravens, serving the last 2 years in 2022 and 2023 as a defensive coordinator. He spent 2021 season at the University of Michigan, defensive coordinator prior to his time with the Wolverines. McDonald spent 7 seasons in Baltimore from 2014 to 2020. and he served as the linebackers coach in 2018 to 2020. Yeah, he's a defensive guy. They want to get out of the 20th rank. I get it. Then there's Ryan Grube, the offensive coordinator, first-year guy. Don't like that. Grube helped the Huskies back to the national prominence in his 2 seasons at Mount Lake, helping Washington to the college football national championship game in 2023 and guiding QB Michael Penix Jr. to 2 of the most prolific seasons in Husky history. Grube was one of the semifinalists in the Broyles Award given to the national top assistant coach following the 2023 season. Is this enough at the pro level? I don't know. I just don't know. Geno Smith's old coordinator is now in Chicago, and he's the one who actually resurrected Geno Smith's career. I don't know if they're going to make any of these packages vanilla in that offense to help him repeat last year's numbers and hopefully improve the touchdown to interception ratio. But I don't think that this offensive coordinator is going to have a breakout year. And again, they could sneak up on somebody because of the offense that they run. Defensive coordinator, Aiden Drude. He's 8 years, 3 seasons of 2021 through 2023 with the Cowboys defensive line coach. Okay, all right. He's returned to Dallas in 2021 after the NFL coaching career. Drude saw the second-team AP All-Pro linebacker Michael Parsons. He set a career high with 14 sacks to join Hall of Fame Reggie White as the only player since 1982 to record 13 or more sacks in each of the first 3 NFL seasons. Does that move the needle? I mean, him being a former defensive line coach, of course, again, they're looking to get out of that 20th spot. Defense is the head coach's calling card. And I think that was a serious hire right there. Then Jay Harbaugh, shocker. Special teams guy. He served as special teams coach in 2015 to 2019 before being named special teams coordinator before the 2020 season. Harbaugh led the tight ends in 2015 and 2016, also in 2021. Running backs coach from 2017 to 2020 and safeties 2022 to 2023. He was part of the coaching staff that topped 10 wins 6 times and made 3 consecutive college football appearances from 2021 to 2023, winning the national championship last year. Okay, on the pro level, can you get it done? Can you get it done? I just don't know. Then Charles London, the quarterback coach. Now he's coming in to replace Geno's old quarterback coach who left and is now in Chicago. But London helped coach rookie quarterback Will Levis to a historic debut after replacing an injured Ryan Tannehill. Levis completed 19 of 29 passes for 238 yards and 4 touchdowns and a 130.5 passing rating, joining Marcus Mariota and Fran Tarkenton as the only players in NFL history with 4 more touchdown passes in their first NFL game. That is fool's gold. Because look how the season ended for Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans. Again, that is fool's gold. And if I'm Geno Smith and I'm looking at this, I gotta panic. Too much new at key positions, as it's going to be a year of learning for the OC and the special teams guy, plus the quarterbacks coach. This is a 50-50 bucket. And the only reason that I can give it a 50-50 bucket is because Leslie Frazier is the assistant coach, and he's got head coaching experience from Minnesota, and he's got assistant coach from experience from Buffalo, and now he's out west. That's where I'm leaning on, him and his experience. And that's what's giving him a 50-50 shot. I don't think the Seattle Seahawks have enough to hold off most of these teams in the NFC West. In the season, it may favor them. Who knows? Again, preseason needs to be preseason. The season open up in September the 8th. They got to play the Broncos. That's a gimme game. They should win that one. New look Patriots, new look Seahawks. That should be something else. Just in the month of September alone, the Dolphins, they're not beating the Dolphins. The Dolphins are going to beat them. They got to go to Detroit. I don't think they have enough to beat Detroit. The New York Giants, they're an abject failure. The 49ers, they're not going to beat them. They're going to get beat. The Falcons will beat them. I think that Raheem Morris has enough in the tank to beat them because they're all LA Rams guys down there in Atlanta. So I know they have enough in the tank to beat them. They're going to lose to the Bills. Then they got to play said Rams. That might be a dogfight. That's November the 3rd. Then they're going to lose again to the San Francisco 49ers. They will beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals are still trying to figure it out. The Jets, I don't know. That's a pick'em game. The Cardinals again. Jesus, that's a loser sandwich. You got the Cardinals and the Jets. Cardinals, Jets, Cardinals. You're not going to beat Green Bay, not in December. Let that dream go. The Vikings, I don't know what they'll look like. We'll got to do another deep dive. Chicago is a perpetual rebuild. And then they ended up with the Rams again. And the Rams they should beat the Rams, but that game is in LA. So if you are a Seahawks fan, we just did a deep dive into who you all have and why this will not work. Agree to disagree. Let me know. That is our first series. We'll be back.